Doesn't matter what kind of games you like to play, but there is no way that you haven't heard of Cyberpunk 2077 yet. Some of you might have heard that it is amazing, some of you probably heard that it is not as good as we were promised, and the thing that probably all of you heard was that it has a few glitches. I'm not gonna lie to you, this game was almost impossible to play in its early stages. I bought the game as soon as it came out, and when I put it in my PlayStation 4, it sounded something like this. But hey, I could live with that. The real problem was the actual game. You literally could not play the game for more than 5 minutes without seeing a pretty major glitch. So I decided to wait until I got my PlayStation 5 because I heard that it works a little better. And oh boy, it was a long wait. So when I got the PlayStation 5, this was probably the first game that I played. I downloaded all the patches and I think that the last major patch came just as I'm recording this video. Now about 3 months after the game was released, I can say that it is playable, and not only that, it is actually pretty awesome. I am not sure how the game works on the base PlayStation 4 because as soon as I got PlayStation 5, I threw its predecessor in my drawer and haven't played it since. If you're still deciding whether or not to buy this game, and your prime concern is will it even work, I can say that if you have a PlayStation 5, you have nothing to be worried about. I'm not saying that this game is completely fixed because considering how massive it is, it probably won't be for some time, but at the moment the game is in the stage where you can actually focus on the game and don't have to worry whether or not the whole game is just going to explode. At this moment the game is playable, which is more than I could say about it 1 month ago. Whether you will enjoy the game depends on your ability to look past these issues. So now that we have talked about the glitches and probably your main concern about the game, I want to talk about, the actual game. Long story short, I'm going to be honest with you. I love this game. Yeah, that's right, I said it. But hey, let me finish. There might have been some difficulties on the technical side of it, but once I chose to look past some of the lags, I saw the game for what it could be. They did bother me at the beginning, but once the map opens, when you meet all the characters, when you realize that the world is deep and full of crimes to solve, people to help, and sex stores to visit, and then kind of not being sure whether to laugh or cry about it. Seriously, who needs groceries or something when you have a sex shop on literally every block? You play as V, but that really means nothing. You can choose your backstory, you can choose your gender, haircut, lips, nails, the size of your ding-dong, the shape of your ding-dong, the color of your pubic hair. It's like CD Projekt Red employed someone to literally just focus on the appearance of your wang. And well, I can say that that guy deserves a fucking promotion. You will have to build your street cred to be able to purchase better gear. There is a ton of different skill tree options, and what I loved above everything is all the different choices. The first big choice to make is your backstory, and it's not like, okay, good for you, you chose Nomad, now you can slowly forget about it. No! Through the whole game there will be options that will only be available if you choose, let's say, Street Kid. The whole choices system is insanely well done, almost as well as the PP customization. The main story has something to do with Keanu Reeves. Don't wanna say too much, but how your quests play out is entirely up to you. The main quest chain is not very long, so if you only choose to focus on the main story, you will finish the game rather quickly. But if you choose to only play main quests, well, you have no idea what you're missing. The side quests vary from simple fetch missions all the way to side chains that consist of like 10 different quests. But hey, I'm not gonna tell you too much, I'm just gonna say that it was awesome. The Night City is insane. Look, you might have thought that there was a lot to do in Witcher 3. But I shit you not when I say that I have never seen anything like it. There is no way that you will ever be bored playing this game. The Night City consists of 6 or 7 different areas. All the areas are ruled by different gangs. In some areas there are like gang wars and you have to choose which gang deserves your help. And most often the gang that deserved my help was the gang that had the prettiest girls.
Kiss my dead spunk!
When traveling across the map I mostly use the car because they look absolutely amazing. They are fast and most importantly it's fun to hit people with them.
That hurt! That hurt!
I really like the way that the vehicles drive, but maybe driving a motorcycle could be improved just slightly. Since this is a CD Projekt Red game, I think it goes without saying how well all the different characters were created. They all have backstories, different personalities, and I'd love to be friends with everyone, but this game constantly makes you choose between them. For instance, I wanted to have a romantic path with Judy. But then after I literally killed hundreds of people for her, I learned that turns out that you can't seduce Judy unless you choose to play as a woman, so that's 5 hours down the drain. CD Projekt tried something new with this game being a first-person shooter. When it comes to combat, I don't have anything bad to say. Fighting with melee weapons might feel a bit stiff, but nothing major. Maybe I enjoyed the Witcher combat a bit more, but using shotguns to blow people's brains out is just as satisfying. And there is also stealth, but I just preferred entering a building guns blazing. I have a lot of mixed feelings regarding this game. On one hand, it is just what we were promised, but on the other hand, the cops in these games are fucking morons. If only they had waited a bit and released the game when it was finished, they could avoid all the bad press, and maybe if they had released it when it was supposed to be released, this would be one of the best games that I have ever played. Because you can say whatever you want, but the problem with this game has nothing to do with the gameplay or the characters or the combat. It has solely to do with all the glitches, which, as I said, are being fixed, and maybe in a month or so they will be almost non-existent. If I'd had to rate this game, I'd give it a 9 or maybe even a 10 if the game would be glitch free. Look, maybe I could overlook some glitches now and then, but seeing that this game was barely even playable when it came out and still isn't the way it was supposed to be, even though way better than it was, I cannot in good conscience give it a 9. So I don't know if you agree, but considering all the glitches and all the stress that this game has caused us, I think that a solid 7 is the way to go. Should you buy this game? My answer is there is no rush, but if you really can't wait, I think that if you have a PlayStation 5, you will really enjoy this game. And maybe in a month or so, this game will be damn near perfect. Because at the moment, it's not quite there yet. At least that was my experience with the game. I hope you agreed, so if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a nice comment, and if you didn't, well, too bad. See you in the next video.